right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to I Quit My Band. How's everyone doing?
Good,
my name's Nate.
I'm JJ.
Sorry.
You just hit me with that fast.
Look, it's been a week. I'm out of practice of hosting.
Glad to have you back.
Thanks everyone for hanging on. I'm recovering from the novel coronavirus this week that I had for a couple days. But I'm finally cleared to podcast again.
He's back off the IR.
Called the president of podcasting, Joe Rogan. He was like, "You're free. You could do it Saturday if you want, man."
He's like, "You can
because you know that's fake, right?"
You can do it with COVID if you want.
I'll send you some ivermectin. You'll be good to do IQMB on Saturday. Fucking do it.
It'll be wild.
It'll be wild, dude. Dude, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Wild.
Yeah,
can I just say something about Rogan really fast? You ever notice that, like, it almost sounds like he thinks he's funnier than every guest that he ever has on, because whenever someone says something funny, he does this fucking fake laugh thing. It's like, you'll be like, da-da-da-da, yeah, and then I, like, wrecked my car, and he's like, zzz.
Yeah, I'm...
That's a sick move, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like what my fucking uncle does when I'm like, and he's like, he doesn't get the jokes.
Yeah.
He's just like,
dude, one of my favorite moves is like
one of those.
When we would have like a bunch of us like together in school or whatever. Like if I knew I had like a lot of my jerk off friends in like one class, and we had a sub. One of the sickest things to do is right after they finish something, is like, all right, so we're gonna be going over Pythagorean's theorem. It's just one of us to go. And then, like, they turn around, they're like, all right,
why is that?
Who was it?
Why is that funny?
Yeah, and then, like, if you can keep the complete straight face, just like... and they just keep turning around and being like, who the fuck did it, dude?
My favorite thing in class is just when, like, you're just trying to hold in a laugh, and then just in the middle, just... just like you can't do it.
It's an unbearable feeling.
Yeah. I did that shit all the time. Like, I could never contain myself when like you're trying to play a prank. I'm always the guy that's gonna break.
I'm really bad at that.
Yeah, I can't do it.
If you watch these episodes at all, I'm usually just the guy giggling the whole time. So yeah.
One time we were like playing a prank on a teacher in English class, and like I was trying to do that. And instead of like I laughed but farted at the same time, it was just like funny for a second. Then it was like. And then I was like, just quiet, and then I would just go, "It was me. I'm sorry."
The perfect 1-2 combo.
Yeah,
that was me.
Too funny. It was too funny. Well, anyway, I'm back. We're good to go. We're back to podcasting. Daddy Rogues said it was okay. So we're good to go. Welcome back to another episode of I Quit My Band. If you're a new sub, thanks for subbing. If you're not, subscribe to the channel, comment, like, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Patreon. We're picking up Patreon things soon.
Spotify.
Oh, and follow us on Spotify. That's the big thing. We got on Spotify this past weekend. All of our episodes are on there, which is great.
And probably a bunch of other platforms, too.
No, that's not...
false.
That's false. Yeah, it's only Spotify because Anchor doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
Anchor was bought by Spotify. So if you search Anchor, it's just Spotify for podcasters now. So you can't put it everywhere.
Baseball.
Inside baseball for you.
Out there.
Yeah, if you're trying to start a podcast,
you
can't. Anchor doesn't exist anymore.
It was a good era.
It was a good era.
Yeah.
Anchor was awesome.
Cool.
But yeah, we're on Spotify, which is good. You can listen to all the episodes and anything going forward as well, except for Patreon. You have to go to Patreon for those. And we got some special things cooking up for the next couple of weeks, so stick around, subscribe to the channel. But today we're doing a regular episode covering some songs that have come out. There's a lot of cool fucking songs coming out in 2024, and a lot of bad ones too.
Yeah. We don't know as much about the bad ones. Those ones kind of just come to us.
That's why we need to really dig in.
Yeah.
That's where we dig in. That's where our detective work comes into play.
We're like truffle pigs.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We're sniffing it out.
Hardy's coming up?
Yeah, is that a new Hardy?
Hardy?
Get on that. Get on it. Yeah.
Dude.
Jesus Christ, it's Hardy.
Sean
Sean
Stevens is back.
So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we will.
He got kidnapped. All right, anyway.
Devin doesn't know about that.
We'll cover it later.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we're going to just jump right into it.
That's what we call a tease.
We've talked enough. Let's jump right into it. JJ, this is a pick from you.
Yeah, this well, I was the one, like, if I wasn't gonna do it, one of you two was.
I was about to jump. I was a little bit pissed.
Yeah.
That you put this on for me.
Yeah, this is the new, probably the first single from a upcoming release from the Black Keys. It's called "Beautiful People" (parentheses) Stay High. And I've been seeing a bunch of cheeky little TikTok that the two boys are making. They're in a bowling alley. They're like, Patrick Keeler's like, want to keep doing this? And he's like,
yeah, I saw.
yeah,
that.
okay, cool, or whatever. It's like these dumb little, very obviously acted skits. I'm like, okay, what sort of, Old Navy commercial song are they gonna put out?
Oh yeah, dude.
And we got exactly that, and it sucks.
Yeah,
This is
I was
so bad.
I was hoping when I saw those little teasers. I was. Evan is loving it, dude. You boys are hot. You boys are hot. Yeah, when I saw those teasers on TikTok, I was like, all right, maybe we'll. There's always hope with a band with the Black Keys. It's like they used to put out sick shit. They did put out sick shit when they got popular, so you never know. But I mean, what a dog shit song.
I mean, it sounds like they had like Pizza Hut corporate in the studio. like the craft, the perfect commercial jingle.
Just like the copywriter,
Yeah.
just like if you could work this keyword.
Yeah,
into
yeah.
The lyrics
You know
in
where
the
you go,
chorus.
na na na?
Yeah.
Maybe na na nobody out pizza's the hot. Is there any chance we could get that in there?
Yeah, never going back to not Levi's. Yeah, if you could just try to do the not Levi's in there.
Instead of "Beautiful People Stay High," can we call it "Beautiful Denim Stay High"?
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Unbelievable deals.
20% off.
Yeah.
Just so you know that.
Unbelievable deal.
Prices stay low. I don't hate it as much as you guys do.
Toyatathon.
I mean, yes, it is a truck month anthem, but compared to some of their other more recent stuff, I would say it's at least catchier than that stuff.
Yeah,
But
I
in the
guess
way
so.
that it's catchy is so,
Right.
Toyatathon.
It's so contrived
It
and
just feels
formulated.
like I'm dumb, and it's like
Yeah.
this is music. This
Yeah.
is. Wait, you'll
I will
remember
say,
this.
before we hit record and it kind of started playing a little bit before, just that little bit, I was like, damn, I'm fucking ready to pod, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's got like a decent groove, and I like the horns, but when we're coming from Rubber Factory,
I
Yeah.
know. Well,
you're never going back there.
Rubber Factory was so that was a lifetime ago.
It
Yeah.
was.
All of that. I mean, just
At this
like
point, we're like, hopefully El Camino.
El Camino, maybe in
Yeah.
El Camino.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're just so far gone. I mean, I think the thing I like about the Black Keys is that they know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
They have a sense of humor about it. They know what kind of song they're putting out. I mean, they probably will go on Joe Rogan and just be like, we did have the Pizza Hut exec in the studio. I mean, like they'll just say it out loud.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I need money, dude.
Yeah.
We don't work like every. How often do they put out a record? Like every 5 years or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Actually, they've been putting out records. Like, there was like
Let's-
Let's Rock.
Let's groove.
And
Yeah,
there was
whatever.
Dropout Boogie, and then this
Yeah.
one. That's like
Delta
those are
Cream
pretty-
was pretty good, but I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
was more.
It was a covers album.
It was more Kimbrough, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was another Kimbrough thing, which
Yeah.
is cool that they did that.
Yeah.
Put the
That
bro
is
in
usually
Kimbrough.
when they are at their best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like Chucklahoma or whatever it was called. What's it?
Chulahoma.
Chucklahoma.
Yeah,
It sounds like a cool guy to hang out
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, this is my buddy Chucklahoma.
Yo, you ever go smoke
Chucklahoma.
stogies with Chucklahoma at the VF Dub?
Dude, Chuck's coming out tonight.
Yeah.
Chucklahoma.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Chuck!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah. A guy that's like a legend from like 22 to 26 and then just a liability to have around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Any
And
other time.
Just
like-
became a real estate agent.
Yeah.
Just- yeah.
Yeah.
Chucklahoma.
Buy with Chucklahoma. He wears the best Wrangler jeans.
Yeah, dude.
Sponsored by Black Keys.
Yeah, that's like the buyer persona that Black Keys has in mind whenever they're
Chucklahoma.
making songs.
Yeah.
We got Chucklahoma. He's a real estate agent from Austin.
He's our
Yeah.
primary demo.
Yeah. He hasn't listened to any new music since 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes to hunt on the weekends.
Yeah.
He's looking for a gene that's comfortable for him.
Yeah.
With a nice, relaxed seat
Right.
and
Yeah.
a medium taper.
Yeah, he's more of a husky guy.
He's a husky guy. That's Beautiful People from the Black Keys. Yeah, I mean, if you like the Black Keys,
if you like pizza
in their new era, if you like pizza, it's not Delivery, it's the Black Keys.
Yeah, dude.
Got him. Got him.
Yeah, dude.
All right, let's move on.
Good shit.
Good shit.
This is a pick from me. This is Sheer Mag with their new single Moonstruck. Sheer Mag is like a lo-fi retro rock kind of band that has always had a little more, like, they've had as much Doobie Brothers in them as they have had AC/DC.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Which is why I'm a little hit or miss with their stuff. Because I'll tolerate a Doobie Brothers song, but it's not in my white trash DNA the way AC/DC is.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
and
that's a good point.
Yeah, so they have some songs that I love, like "Fan the Flames" is a great song. I always check out stuff when they put it out, and I did like this, but this is very much in the Doobie Brothers.
They have a song called "Expect the Bayonet" or something like that I think is cool, and that's more in like the garage-ish range. Mega lo-fi. I think the singer's voice is awesome.
Incredible.
Really cool.
Are you gonna pass?
Are
you gonna pass on it?
I like the tune. The thing about Sheer Mag for me is that I've never been able to get into Sheer Mag because of the vocals. I just have never liked the delivery. I don't know what it is. It's like a little bit too shrieky for me, I guess. This song is probably the one Sheer Mag song I have liked more than any other I've heard, though. I think the chorus is pretty catchy, but yeah, still not in love with the vocal.
I think
I'm crazy?
No, I think like there's an expectation that the vocal is just gonna kind of be bad when you listen to this kind of stuff.
I guess.
So it does sound weird when somebody does sound really good. Like she
proficient.
She almost sounds like Michael Jackson on this song, like a young ABC's era Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So no, I can get it, but I think her voice is cool. I think that's one of the things that separates Sheer Mag from some of the other.
It draws me into the band. I would say
it's unique. It's just always not drawn me in. I've always just been like I don't know. It's just always been a little bit too high pitched and like cartoonish. Is it? I don't want to be an asshole.
No,
because they're good. I think Sheer Mag's good.
If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Whenever they put out music, I'm like, I'll check out Sheer Mag.
Yeah.
And just to see if it'll,
And I think it could also be the lo-fi nature of it.
Yeah,
you're not getting as much low end.
Yeah.
And like
that's true.
There's so much of the frequencies that are cut off. So maybe it is just the way that it's sitting. It's always like kind of brittle and up high.
I will say the production of this particular song in comparison to past songs that I've listened to by them, it's much less squished. Because some of their stuff is very tin can sounding.
Yeah.
And this is not. There's like you can actually hear the bass playing and stuff.
Yeah, there's still lo-fi quality-wise, but there's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
Like when they do that little breakout with the little bass thing, you don't hear that in a lot of lo-fi rock.
No.
A lot of lo-fi rock is, to be honest, just to hide some of
it's just to be like, what can we cover up with the distortion?
It's an aesthetic choice.
Yeah. But just press a button that's just noise. Dude.
Yeah. Can you just add a little bit of to the entire mix?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I'm sure the recording going to love that. Yeah.
Shout out to Spotify. This is for all you audio-only listeners.
Dude. Yeah, this is for the Spotify listeners. We should probably pay more attention to the mixing these days.
Yeah.
I was listening to us on Spotify. I'm like, God, it sounds like shit.
Well, we're going for a lo-fi aesthetic.
We're a lo-fi podcast.
Yeah, we're kind of like the Sheer Mag.
We're the Sheer Mag podcast.
Yeah, nobody can stand the sound of our voices either.
Yeah, at least 33% of people will not even be able to listen due to the quality of our voices.
There was someone on the Sleep Token TikTok that commented that was like, "Who are you? You just jerry rig everything?" And I was like,
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what
you
we
should
did.
see our headphones are connected to a splitter, connected to a splitter, connected to another splitter.
Listen, I lost the thing. I need to do something.
What do you want me to do?
It came in handy in a pinch. What do you want me to say? My cat ate my thing.
They got a new album coming out called Playing the Favorites on March 1st, and they're on Third Man now.
Oh,
Whoa,
hell yeah.
Cool.
Congrats to Sheer Mag, dude.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Winning.
They're really
winning.
Third Man is really honing in on like they signed Hotline TNT last year. They're really
That is cool.
They
They're
are picking
becoming
much cooler
tastemakers.
bands.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Jack's figuring it out.
He's
Jack's-
figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Moonstruck, Sheer Mag, go check out that song. Be prepared for their record coming out pretty soon. Let's move right along.
Bitch, be humble.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
exactly. That's like literally why I put this song on the playlist. This is the new one from Lil Nas X called J Christ.
What does J stand for?
John,
Yeah.
Jim,
Yeah.
Jim,
Josie.
Josie Christ.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Johnny did.
Johnny
He's a shout out to
Christ.
my boy
Dude,
from
hell
fucking
yeah.
A7X.
Fucking,
Yeah.
we love you. Yeah. Yeah. So this is Lil Nas X. I wanted to put this on because obviously, I mean, it's Lil Nas X. I want to talk about it, like the biggest pop star on the planet. I feel like this was kind of probably built up with the cover art and the name of the song, and just like knowing what he's probably trying to do now with each one of his songs is like to get talked about on fucking Fox News and
Yeah.
piss people like that off, which I love. That's hilarious.
I didn't see the cover art until now, and for those that don't know, it's like a depiction. He's like being crucified, and being like pulled
Yeah.
up by a
Yeah.
bunch of.
It's like a biblical picture
biblical
of
looking
him
dressed
as
Yeah, in the
Jesus.
video, he is Jesus, and
Yeah.
then, like he crosses up the devil playing basketball.
It's so
which is
sick.
pretty
That's awesome, dude.
Like,
Yeah, he's going with like it's like Slayer,
yeah, exactly.
you know, with like all the sacrilegious stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's also making hip hop, and he's gay, which is
Right.
like a scud missile for the people that will get mad about that kind
Yeah,
of
they
stuff.
can't handle it. Like, their
Yeah.
brains like explode.
Yeah.
And I love that. That's what he does. Like what his music is sort of like aiming to do now, I guess. But maybe the music is kind of struggling because I didn't think much of this song. It's okay. It is fucking humble,
humble.
by Kendrick Lamar. It's the same thing.
That's all it is.
There are some catchy parts to
Yeah,
it.
I like the chorus, the pre-chorus.
Yeah, this part's
it's-
really cool.
It's cool, yeah.
Get down. Be humble.
Yeah, and that's a theme on this playlist. Is so many of the songs are just other songs.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
it just
liter-
keeps happening.
Literally, the
And-
next one that's coming up is literally another song.
and,
It's
so-
another-
and it does feel like he may have to, after this, like you had the devil thing
Yeah.
with Montero, and then now you're doing the Jesus thing. It's like you kind of have to pick something else, because what else? What more controversial can you get? It's gonna get to the point where it's like for his next album, there's just like a bomb in 7 major cities, and he's sending clues to the police. Little
just-
Nas X is
Yeah.
Jigsaw.
Is
Is
the
Lil Nas
Joker.
X the next big mastermind villain? It's like sort of. Yeah.
If he goes full real
Oh
Joker.
shit! Sorry. Yeah, he's going. Yeah, he might have to go real Joker, or he just he's expanding upon the playbook of 5 Finger Death Punch, Heaven and Hell.
Oh, yeah.
Sum 41, Heaven and Hell.
Uh-huh.
Lil Nas X, Heaven and Hell.
Heaven and Hell,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah,
Tale as old as time.
it's a really.
Although
Literally.
I'm sure that 500 Death Punch looks at the mileage Lil Nas X is
Yeah,
getting
they're
at him
just
and
like,
like, what the fuck, dude? We did that 10 years
I
ago.
will not fuck the devil in our video. All right,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. We were fine with people worshiping, saying, making love
Yeah.
to him.
I don't know about that.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
god.
yeah, it's an okay song.
Yeah.
I thought it was worthy of a conversation, but yeah, it's okay. It's a new one from Lil Nas X, J Christ. Maybe people were probably like, I don't know if people were like going nuts about this one or not.
Doesn't
but
seem like it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Not,
seem
it didn't
like
quite have like the. I remember seeing the video for Montero and just being like, "What?" the
Yeah, it was
fuck just
insane.
happened,
Yeah,
dude?
insane. Yeah,
There's
I
only- it's
haven't
like
seen people.
Sorry, Nate. It's like a boy who cries wolf situation. There's only so much like head turning controversy
Yeah.
you can go for, but it's like, oh, Lil Nas X is doing something unexplainable again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah, it does feel like it's probably run its course on
Yeah.
this one.
So funny that like this is the guy to do that too,
Yeah.
because he like came out being like the country rapper,
Yeah.
like Old Town Road,
Yeah.
like that was like the thing.
Yeah.
People were so pumped about that. Now he's just really upsetting people with
How many
every turn.
missed calls do you think he has from Billy Ray these days? We could
What
do it
are
again.
you doing?
We
Yeah.
could do it again. I'm just saying.
buddy?
Hey, my friend.
I just bought this devil suit from Party City.
Hey, look, I'll do whatever you want. Okay, whatever you're thinking, we'll do it.
I'll do
all
it. No problemo.
I'm desperate.
Miley's
I
not
don't
calling
wanna
me
see it.
back.
I don't want to say it, but I'm desperate. All right, let's move on. That's Jay Christ, Lil Nas X. Hell yeah.
Next
dude.
song we got is Gangster's Paradise by Coolio. Just kidding. No, this is a song called Alibi by Ella Henderson and featuring Rudimental. Basically sampling one of the most sampled things ever, this like refrain from Pastime Paradise by Stevie Wonder, which Coolio appropriated as Gangster's Paradise, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. And I was like really skeptical until this part came in, and I'm like, this is cool. I want to like be like in Tron right now, just like fucking driving like a neon car through the Matrix or something.
So cool.
It's-
On the grid.
On the grid. Yeah, just firing off like laser beams or
Jeff
something.
Bridges just trying to end my life.
Yeah, dude. I actually don't mind this, even though it's another song.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of fun.
It's a remix that just is. It doesn't really do much original, you know. I mean, aside from like cranking the beat up a little bit,
Yeah.
but that melody is just the same.
The same.
Yeah,
And
I
it
mean,
yeah.
doesn't have quite the same gravitas as LV. Just
No, not
sweating.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad song, but it does feel like Coolio is doing the heavy lifting
Yeah.
from beyond
Oh,
the grave.
exactly.
It's
you know?
it's repackaged Gangster's Paradise for people that don't know about Gangster's Paradise
Yeah, and
for 2024.
It's become a trend in music too,
Yeah.
where it's like they just take a song, don't really do much to it,
Yeah.
and make it a kind of a worse song. And this is even worse because, like you said, there's the Stevie Wonder element, then there's the Coolio element,
element.
then there's the Weird Al element.
Yeah.
So now you're fourth banana to Weird Al on the same chord progression.
I didn't even think
and that's
about
a
Weird
tough
Al.
spot to be.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably be like, when did Gangster's Paradise come out? Like early 90s?
Yeah,
something like that.
96.
So we'll call it 30 plus years from now. It'll be rinsed and repeated
Yeah.
once more,
Oh, yeah.
if not sooner.
People are just out of ideas, dude.
Yeah,
and it's just like it was like illegal to do this, and then it was just like all you gotta do is give us a little credit on the song, and then it's like, oh, all right.
I mean,
Yeah.
look
It's
at,
the Vanilla Ice
Yeah.
equation.
That's all you
Yeah.
gotta do.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
people are out of ideas, like, and it's not just restricted to music. I mean, look at any movie out now. They're all biopics.
There's biopics,
And then there's
remakes,
sequels, remakes.
It's all the same shit. I
There's
mean,
like no
yeah.
original stories being written anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's been going on forever. But
Yeah.
like, especially with music, it's been becoming such a trend.
Yeah.
Like Miley Cyrus is like one of her biggest songs is like literally had Edge of 17 written into it.
Yeah.
and like that had to be hashed out.
Oh yeah.
and
There's 30 lawyers who
Yeah,
are like
exactly.
figuring out the deal. Yeah, it's funny too that
Green Day was we just talked
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
and it's coming at a time where like AI is steaming down the pike, and I still hear artists be like, "Well, AI could never do what we do."
Yeah.
It's like you
Yes.
just remade a Coolio song. You don't think AI could do that?
100%.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they could listen to every piece of pop music ever made
Yeah.
and then just spit it out.
And synthesize something that's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I always,
Yeah, like we're being so
Yeah.
arrogant in the face of AI and just be like, I just made the 47th Star Wars. Try that, pal.
see if AI could do that.
Yeah.
Did someone just say something?
No.
Okay, never mind.
No.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, I hate to always bring it back to Greta Van Fleet, but I mean, like that's like this, but on a different level. That like, if that became a thing, then we'll just keep getting rehashed full bands,
Yeah.
not songs,
Just the
but
sound of
just the
yeah.
sound of a band. I mean, like, why not?
Yeah.
It worked out for them pretty fucking good, you know.
Yeah, and most of the people putting out art now are like massive corporations.
Yeah.
Like for pop art in the like back half of the century, it's all been pretty large companies. But there was more competition, so you would get more people who are taking risks to try to get one up on the competition. Now that they're all huge companies, they're like, we just can't take any risks.
Yeah.
So we're going to take the best song from 1996 and give it to you.
Yeah.
And
We need this to be a winner.
We're
That's
gonna
what it is.
take the Macarena, put a deep sub bass on it,
up
the tempo a bit.
Someone
actually cut this
Yeah,
out
we
because
need- I'm gonna do that. We'll do that today. Okay, right after we're gonna go in the studio. We're gonna work on it today.
Yeah, Patreon episode is watching us break up trying to remake the Macarena.
Yeah. Watching one of us not know how to work the DAW.
Yeah, it's like I can't. My computer, it's too old.
I said slap back, not reverb. What the fuck?
Dumbass.
Get that spring reverb shit out of here.
Yeah, we're geniuses.
We are pretty smart. Let's move on. That's Alibi by Ella Henderson and Rudimental. Hell yeah, dude.
This one from me. This is friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
IQMB. You ought to know. Hardy.
Yeah.
With the song "Quit."
You ought to know about
Which
Hardy.
I felt was pretty apropos. It almost feels like he's responding to us.
That's what I thought too. I was
I
listening
thought
to it
that
and I
as
was
well.
like, did he watch the show?
Yeah.
Because like
He heard us talk shit, and I think he's trying to pump us up.
he might be trying to put. Because
He's
I
like-
was like, this would be a great theme song for the
Oh,
show. Yeah.
And the song is about him like 10 years ago playing a gig, and somebody in his tip jar just puts a napkin that says "quit,"
Yeah.
which is a solid bit.
Yeah,
It's like if you're just
That's
a
pretty fun.
like a drunk guy in Nashville, you're just like, yeah, check this shit out. Boom.
Fuck this guy.
And he talks about how that put a chip on his shoulder, like I'm never quitting because of that
Yeah.
guy. Now he's a huge star.
Yeah.
And it's funny to think that like that guy probably does not even remember
probably just
that
like, what?
whatsoever.
Yeah.
Who's
Who
Hardy?
the fuck is Hardy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I felt it was even more like apropos because if we had the confidence that Hardy had, where would we be? Instead
Yeah.
I'm here in a fucking bearskin hat,
Yeah.
trying to stay warm.
Talking about
in the cold-
his music.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, maybe if someone put "quit" in a tip jar for me,
Yeah.
maybe we wouldn't have started this show.
Maybe you should all
but-
comment "quit" on this episode.
Maybe you should. I've never put out a tip jar ever in my life. Though.
No.
I would never do that.
No, and we've definitely gotten a lot of comments that, the gist of it is quit.
Quit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people have told us
Yeah.
to quit.
And then I become like Hardy where I'm like, don't start shit, bro. Don't say it.
We'll never stop making fun of Hardy.
Haters are my motivators.
I mean, yeah.
And just analyzing the song, there's kind of like, this is a new lane from him I haven't heard.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Eminem sort of.
It's shoegaze. dude.
Yes. And then he
It's
comes out
Hardy.
and he's like, oh yeah, I also kind of sound like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll never stop making songs about Jack Daniels,
No,
which is
ever.
like,
Well,
that's
he
so
said
funny.
drinking a Jack Daniels alone in my truck, waking up with vomit all over me.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll never stop.
I'll
that."
never stop making songs about that.
I don't never want to
Yeah.
stop embarrassing myself.
Yeah, apart from the lyrics, I mean, I thought this was a pretty not good song.
Yeah. I mean, there's no chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of ends. It just felt like someone told him to quit once, and he just got so insecure about it that he's gonna make just like sort of not really a song, but more like a rant.
Yeah.
Over top of like an anthemic big like.
Well, and then in the song he just quits. There's
Yeah,
no
it's
ending.
exactly. He just kind of
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
over.
Maybe that's what it
Yeah.
means.
Yeah, and like instead of rage quitting, he like rage careered. Where he's just like so fucking pissed.
I'm gonna be Hardy even harder.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be unstoppable. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be the mockingbird and the
And
whatever.
the crow.
And
yeah.
the crow,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Two
man.
birds.
Yeah.
That rocks.
Yeah. Not your best, Hardy.
It ain't no hit him with the riff.
It's not a hit him with the riff. I
Better
mean,
me.
he's having a huge.
I mean, whatever he
Decent.
puts out, we're in.
We're always gonna
Full
cover
album
Hardy.
review.
I was working on that image that we're still in the process of,
Yeah.
and I was looking at Hardy pictures.
There's so many funny ones.
He's
dude.
trimmed down pretty good.
He's.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just like
pretty
he's
large
just
and in
he's the
charge.
new repackaged Kid Rock.
Yeah.
He
Like
is.
we need
Yeah.
that.
You
There
do.
was a
Yeah.
video of him performing with Kid Rock, and I was like, God, it's just like generation. They get passed down.
He needs his
you
own
know?
ba with the ba. Bang.
Yeah,
bang.
he needs a
Yeah.
ba with a
He
ba.
does need a ba with a
He
ba.
doesn't have a ba with a ba.
Let's be honest.
I mean, we're
Jeez.
talking about repackaging shit. He could just do that
Dude,
and
just-
up the
just
tempo.
take
a little
it.
bit.
100%. I
your
like how we
buddy.
were just shitting on that idea, and now we're just like, my name is Hardy.
Yeah. Yeah, just fucking take it. He's your buddy. He's gonna say yes.
You could bring the Nuge on for a feature. Or
Oh
something
my
like
god,
that.
it was so kick ass.
Dude, just the double wide anthem,
That'd
dude.
be so sick.
Yeah.
Oh man, just imagining that. Oh.
Yeah, like those three guys. Like, think of the Meineke's without an assistant manager.
All right.
Because those three guys fucking grabbed that brass ring and didn't let go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those guys are they just took off work to go to the concert, dude.
Yeah.
There's no one filling the shift.
Yeah. No, they closed it up that night.
Yeah, that's Quit from Hardy. Let's move right on. Here's one for me. This is Get Off Me by Kid Cudi and Travis Scott.
Sounds like the dude from the most recent Tyler the Creator record.
It is.
Also
Yeah, it
on
is,
this.
yeah.
It's DJ Drama.
Yeah.
DJ
Which
Drama.
reminded me of, like you said, Call Me If You Get Lost.
Yeah.
And I wish this song would have got lost.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
dude.
that's right.
That's what I
That
wanted to
is
say. I didn't even know Kid Cudi was like still doing stuff. Like it was just like surprise released. I think this record. I'm not sure if people knew about
Yeah,
it.
there wasn't a whole lot of build up to
I didn't
it.
hear
we talk
anything
about
about
the
it.
Kid Cudi song At the Party before.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
So this is. Wait, are you saying this album's a surprise release or something?
I thought so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, is that song on it at the party? Oh, it is on
Yeah.
it. Yeah. That came out a long time ago, though.
Did it really?
Yeah.
So it was actually the complete exact opposite of
Yeah.
a surprise
Sick.
release.
So
it
it's
was
been-
it was super planned.
It's been hyped. It's been planned. We're just not in tune.
Yeah.
That's fine.
This album is long as fuck, dude. There's so many
21
songs
tracks.
for an hour.
Yeah.
We should review it.
No.
Just kidding.
No, not a chance. Yeah, Kid Cudi always just like makes these like weird returns to music. I feel like it's just, even if he's not like quit, it always seems like he has quit and then like comes back or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like. I think he's kind of lost his touch. I don't think he'll ever like ever have the same amount of hype that he did when like Man on the Moon came out and stuff like this. But I didn't think the song was that bad.
No, I actually think his verse is pretty good.
Yeah,
I think
thought so.
once Travis Scott comes in, it gets a little less interesting.
Yeah.
And
Travis
it's,
Scott is very not interesting.
I mean, some
never-
people love him.
Yeah, I know.
People love Travis Scott. I never understood.
doesn't
but
get it.
whatever.
Yeah, I like. It just feels like maybe Kid Cudi could be doing something more interesting than just like straightforward trap. Like,
Yeah.
He's a
like
talented dude. He can
Yeah.
play like instruments and
yeah, he
stuff.
made that rock album. It was
He
Yeah.
made the
very
rock
good,
speed
but-
bullet
yeah.
to heaven. Yeah.
Yeah, and this type of trap song, you just feel like you've heard it so many times.
That's
That
what I
real
thought.
consistent
It's-
hi hat. And one of the things about trap that sometimes it feels like they found the hook
Yeah.
and then just whatever.
They're just like,
They'll
let's just.
say- yeah, like
We'll figure it out once we get in there.
get in there
They
and
just
vamp.
never do.
yeah.
Yeah.
they lay down like
Yeah.
the scratch of the first time their voice did that little thing that's like interesting,
Yeah.
and they're like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Now, how about you do like
Yeah.
7 times, and then that'll be it, probably.
And I think the trap is starting to run its course. I mean, it's been around for a long, long time.
Yeah, it has. I mean, after I heard this song, like I put it on the playlist and I just listened to it a bunch of times. I'm just like, there's literally nothing special about this song. Like it just seems so flat.
It's my least favorite trend in music, I would
Yeah.
say, is
Yeah.
trap in general. It's like so soulless and uninteresting.
I'd have to
me.
agree. Yeah, I mean, it's weird coming from Kid Cudi though. I feel
It
like
is.
he's always kind of was like the guy that's like trying to push the envelope with like making things futuristic and like
Yeah.
even though he hasn't put out a great record in a really long time.
Probably
I've-
since 2017.
Yeah,
He made that thing with Kanye.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
is great.
It is
Yeah.
great. It's just it's odd to hear him kind of go in this like just very basic
Down the
trap
middle.
direction. Yeah.
Big time.
Let's move on.
Yeah, we got my next edition, which is a song called Dope Boy by a favorite guy of the podcast, Bruiser Wolf.
Yeah.
I saw the name and I'm like, why do I know that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I listened to it for 5 seconds. I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah.
the old school rapper guy that came up on the fabled Danny Brown review that we that we enjoyed
Yeah.
so much,
Yeah.
and I think it's a pretty good song.
Yeah.
by our boy. He's really laying down the bars,
Yeah.
doing this thing. Like,
Yeah, there's a vaguely educational quality to him that I like. Like it sounds kind of like he could be a character in like a cartoon
Or
that's
like,
telling
yeah.
me about
what's
stuff.
what's the
Like the knowledgeable, like
sh-
I don't know,
streetwise guy,
Yeah,
yeah.
like he's some sort of like bunny character. With
who's
glasses.
who's
yeah,
the,
I see suspenders
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
You know the animated thing that they used to show in school where the school bus shrinks?
The Magic School
Magic
Bus?
School Bus.
Yeah.
I feel like he could be like, and
Yeah.
the mitochondria is
Yeah.
the powerhouse of
Like
the cell.
like an Osmosis Jones type
Yeah,
of guy.
sort of that. I thought Osmosis Jones was like a detective.
He was, yeah, he is. He's not educational.
Literally at all.
Like an educational Osmosis Jones
Yeah.
that's on the Magic School Bus.
Do you follow
Okay.
that
Yeah.
reference?
Could you
No?
get that? Yeah.
Sick.
Imagine listening to this show to want to know how the songs are, and just be like, "Okay, it sounds like Osmosis Jones. Great."
Who was played by Chris Rock in some dumb animated movie with Bill Murray.
Yeah.
From like
I mean-
27 years ago.
If you really key into our SEO and like what
Yeah.
if you ever wrote a bio, it'd be 3 smart guys
Yeah.
that really devote a lot of time and thought into coming up with apt music comparisons,
Yeah.
like
This is
Osmosis
totally-
Jones.
Totally a music podcast.
definitely.
We swear to God.
We know
Yeah.
what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
But no, I checked out some of this record, and it is cool. His it does kind of feel like with his delivery, it is so novel, but sometimes it does kind of like wear thin over the course of a
Yes.
project.
Yeah.
The song with Danny Brown on his record is really good as well.
He has one with Danny Brown on his
Yeah.
record? Okay, cool.
Yeah. But it like this seems like the perfect way to highlight his voice with like the soul
Yeah.
kind of he can kind of float over it. And I do like the wordplay a lot. It kind of reminded me of Celibate,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
how he keeps turning around like
Yeah.
Dope Boy.
Yeah, I didn't feel quite the same way about this song. I was excited to listen to it because I thought his verse on that Danny Brown song was so great, and I like his delivery. But like just as you were saying, like where it can get grating over the course of a record, I felt like it got grating over the course just of this song. I was kind of just like,
Oh, no.
God, I mean, just that same like thing every time. Just what if I could tell I'm a dope boy? I'm just like, all right, it's. Like it felt like it never picked up in like a certain way, and if it did, it reverted back to that so quickly.
Yeah.
It was the first time I was like, shit, maybe I don't like Bruiser Wolf. I don't know. I want to give the record a listen though because I mean he is really interesting, and it's cool to hear someone like that. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like a parody kind of thing, like his
I think
delivery,
it's
or
just
if it's
his
just
thing.
that's just what he does,
Which is even
Yeah,
more
there-
endearing
Yeah.
if it is that if that's his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like somewhere in between where it's like he does because he's talking about his life and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
really his life, but he has to know that like there's like a an
Like
old
a-
school
Like
There's
a
a
Wendy's
character.
instructional video
Yeah.
quality.
Yeah,
It's
he has
like-
to know there's an Osmosis Jones esque.
People think of him as an Osmosis Jones
You gotta
teacher.
wait.
Yeah.
You
type
gotta
of guy.
wait till you see the bubbles, then you can flip the
Yeah.
burger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's interesting enough to me. Like I think if I typically I always fucking when I find out about an artist I always like don't like it, and then like if I don't like it, it ends up becoming one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah.
So like I want to keep an eye out on him. Let's keep
dope.
going. That's
That's Dope
Dope
Boy.
from Bruiser Wolf.
This is a song that I picked by the band Prize Horse. It's called Further From My Start. They're a 3-piece from Minneapolis, and this is a single off their upcoming debut LP, Under Sound. And I love these cats. They put out a EP a couple years ago. What the hell was it called?
I'll look it up. Keep talking.
Welder. That I really liked, and I remember listening to it and being like, I want to see where these cats go, because they have this cool mix of sounds where the instrumentals are remind me of like touch and go bands from the 90s, like a little bit of Slint, a little bit of Jesus Lizard with like those weird angular rhythms and really heavy guitars.
This part having that like dissonant, weird guitar going on, I like that, and that does remind me of those bands a lot.
And then when this switches up, I like a lot too, where it goes to like the straight beat.
Yeah.
That walk down, so sick. But then the vocals have like an emo quality to them. But like cool emo.
Yeah,
like,
not
like Red House Painters.
Yeah,
not like Panic at the Disco.
Not Tom DeLonge. Yeah.
That's another thing that I've realized too, is talking to people, like emo means nothing.
Not
emo
anymore.
just means hair in front of your eyes.
It doesn't mean anything anymore.
Somebody brought up like, I'm into emo bands. I think they might have said Falling in Reverse, and I'm just like, what are you talking about?
What is that? Yeah, how?
But this guy's voice specifically sounds like, have you ever listened to Oso Oso?
No, but I've heard so much about that band. Yeah.
This guy's voice sounds a lot like Oso Oso.
Oh, yeah.
But I dig it. It has like this kind of like brooding, sad quality I like.
Yeah, I haven't checked out bands like this as much. Like, I used to just hound on bands like this. I haven't done that recently, but this one was really cool. I liked how, like, it started off heavy. I was like, man, this is like a heavier type of song for an emo, Midwest emo band, if that's what you call it. But yeah, it has a lot of shapes, I would say. It takes on a lot of identities.
Yeah, it's it gives me like some sort of grungy vibe a little bit. Maybe not in like, it doesn't really get incredibly dirty or whatever, or screamy even, but just like it's melancholy and, you know, kind of brooding in a way. And it kind of, I could see this being, if it was just a touch heavier, being an In Utero Nirvana song a little bit.
Yeah, I could hear that.
And that's kind of the impression I got. But the production's really nice. That's why I say In Utero Nirvana, because it kind of has an Albini-ish
the drum
sound to it. But this is good stuff. I've never heard of these guys before at all. So
yeah, it definitely sounds like they've stepped up their production, because Welder sounded cool, but it definitely sounded like a band that was doing it by themselves. Like the snare was like real loud and like there's a song off that record called Emerith, which if you dug this, it's really worth checking out. It's a fucking killer song.
Yeah, bands like this should always fucking try to work with Albini. I feel like he does
he's
so
made
much.
for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the big fucking bass sound.
Yeah,
just
like
shrill, angular, ugly guitars.
sort of
and just
burying the vocals a little bit, but not too much. Yeah,
got that big roomy drum sound. Yeah.
That's Further From My Start by Prize Horse. They have a record coming out soon. Go and follow them and be on the lookout for it.
Yep.
Let's move on. Here's one of my picks. This one was just like, I was looking for songs and just like listening to like a whatever playlist I was on Spotify, whatever. It was what if it was Rock This or whatever, whatever it is.
Rock This.
It might have been Rock This. This one might have been on the Rock This playlist. But it's called Uncomfortably Happy by an artist named Jess Locke. And I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. It's just a good it's a feel good, like, indie alternative rock song. She's an Australian artist. Her voice, this is gonna be so me, but her voice reminds me so much. Her voice reminds me so much of the fuck's her name? Keira Knightley in Begin Again.
Oh my
my
god!
favorite
How am I
movie,
supposed to
dude.
name
one
that?
of the most Nate Cross. Not even the good
You're casting
movie
out
that they did.
the weirdest fucking
Not
line.
even once the famous one.
No.
The one that didn't do well.
Yes, the one with Adam Levine
The
and
one
Mark
with CeeLo
Ruffalo.
Green.
Yeah, the one that I've seen 19 times, and I just will never shut it off every time it's on. Yeah, it reminded me of that.
Big Courtney Barnett vibes from me.
Yeah.
Courtney Barnett, absolutely.
And she's Australian, so maybe that's just how they sound.
that
down
might
there.
just be how they
what they're
sound.
doing down there.
Like, welcome to Australia. All our ladies sound like this.
We all cool ladies.
We got
yeah.
two ladies and some loser blokes.
Yeah, dude. Every dude has a
Gizzard
mullet and loves King Gizzard.
Loves
Yeah.
King Gizzard,
Yeah.
psych rock with wizards
Yeah.
and fucking gay.
Yeah.
The blokes can't make an album without talking about goblins.
About dragons.
but the girls
The
tell
girls
stories
can
in
just
their
be
songs.
cool. Yeah, Australian women probably are just cool
I
as hell.
think
If this
collectively
is
we have
any-
the 3 shittiest Australian accents of
probably.
any 3 guys.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
Hey, dingo baby. Anyways,
Didgeridoo?
the song.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just really enjoyed the song.
I liked it
cool.
too. Like
Yeah.
it's just a good little tune.
It's a good old tune.
I like that like big riff that comes in.
Yeah.
That's a little something different than you
Yeah.
would hear from like a singer-songwriter type of thing. And just the fuzziness of the guitars.
Yeah, like it's Courtney Barnett vibes, but with a little bit heavier guitars.
Yeah.
A little bit grungier. I mean, she's done grungier shit in the past, but like guitars seem thick and fucking, I don't know.
And I love this
Lo-fi.
drum production on this type,
Yeah.
where like it sounds like the drums have a little bit of overdrive to them, and the
Yeah.
snare has that like real boxy,
Yeah,
like
it's
thick-
dry as fuck.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the nothing's gonna go your way refrain too.
And then they do the do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a song that didn't, I didn't forget it as soon as I went to the next song.
I would agree. I think
Yeah.
it doesn't have like a second gear that could like
No.
really put you on your ass.
No,
But that's fine.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and,
memorable.
You add like a nice little guitar lick to like a doobie doop boop boop like that, and then that just seals the deal for a song like this. and makes it
Absolutely.
way better.
Yeah, that's Jess Locke with "Uncomfortably Happy." Go check out Jess Locke. Let's move right along.
Yeah, this one takes a little while to kick in.
Yeah, should I
but,
fast forward a bit?
We'll just let it go.
Yeah, you want to get
this is
invested in
not-
that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a song called "After the Silence" by a
yeah.
band called Magnum,
Yeah.
dude.
and these are old guys.
These are just some old
These
guys.
are some
Yeah.
old
I
dudes
love it.
rocking out with their cocks out.
Yeah,
I think-
Magnum, the type of condoms they probably
They-
don't use. I don't want to upset the Magnum.
Yeah.
I'd like the sleep token.
Yeah.
Just start getting comments
It's
being like, if you did any research, you'd know rhythm guitarist Gary Ross has a certified hog.
Has a giant, long hanger. Yeah.
Yeah, the most well-hung
Dude.
band in rock is Magnum.
They've had so many records.
Oh,
they
yeah.
they have a million records. No one's ever heard of them.
Yeah, how's that
but they're so
Damn,
old.
dude.
And
They need
they've-
to execute Magnum. Put a little fucking credibility on their legacy.
Sorry, that's not fair. They don't even know how to get this video to listen to
This
it.
is
so
probably
Yeah, they
true.
probably
the fonts on all their phones are like so big,
Yeah.
and they wear readers.
That
like,
is fucked up, dude. When I look at an old person's phone and they have the
It's
size like
so
84
big.
font
Yeah.
for Texas, you're like,
Dude,
what
I
are
would
you
lose my
doing?
mind.
It just
Yeah.
makes like the phone somewhat useless to me. It's like you might
Yeah.
as well carry around an iPad
Yeah.
to like
But
whatever.
then just knowing that that's waiting
Yeah,
for
dude.
me.
You need the second monitor.
Yeah, and you know it happens gradually. Like it's
Dude.
gonna happen gradually to
Yeah.
us, where it's like, yeah, I'll go 12. I mean, 12's not that
Yeah.
big. You know,
I can't see it
And then
without
it's
my
16.
glasses.
Then it's
Then it's
19.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, these
keep
guys
it
are
weird.
old, and they make cheese music. The album's called "Here Comes the Rain," and I listened to a few cuts from it, some highlights for me. Blue Tango, The Day He Lied,
Oh,
The Seventh
man.
Darkness, just
Damn.
sick ass song names.
Such a sick ass album cover. Too.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
I want to dig into that lore.
Yeah, dude.
You got a wizard holding like an umbrella
a
that's
fucked
worthless.
up umbrella.
Yeah,
And,
and
a,
then-
a shitty like restaurant menu font that does
Yeah.
the
And
title.
then like a
album.
boy with a slingshot.
Yeah,
and
boy
the
with-
dog.
a boy wearing like a prisoner's outfit on
Yeah.
top of a dog, riding a. Is he riding the dog? No, he's just next.
It does
to the
kind of
dog.
look like he's riding.
He
the dog.
kinda
And
look-
then there's a disembodied hand pointing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, there's the hand.
there is.
I didn't
And,
even notice the hand.
Which is really funny, and it just looks like an illustration from like a children's storybook
yeah.
of like the wizard once battled many battles.
And I guess like one of the things that prevents me from enjoying King Giz is
That kind of stuff.
this feels one step removed.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
maybe if King Giz is doing this at 68,
Yeah.
this is
they'll
what they're
put out.
doing.
It will be very funny because like they've had a lot of records, Magnum. It'll
Yeah.
just be funny just to see like
Yeah, dude.
they're just still doing. King Giz is still doing it. And they just turn into a band like this.
Yeah, that sounds like they're playing at a casino.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like that Styx.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
where
they're-
like this is like from the first wave of prog, where prog just meant that you had a keyboard in your band
Yeah,
and you didn't
same.
change any of the presets.
He
Yeah.
had a mystical
Yeah.
keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what their first album's called, Mystical Keyboard.
I love how all of their album covers look like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then if you go to their second album, Magnum 2, it just looks like a Sylvester Stallone movie.
Oh,
It's
dude,
like-
I need that
look at
right
that.
now.
How sick is
That's
that?
awesome.
Just like
Is it?
Terminator 2.
Oh, hell
yeah,
yeah.
so
they went
cool.
super Spinal Tap
Yeah.
with that
I
one.
might go on a little Magnum run, dude.
Yeah.
Magnum opus. That's what I'm talking about.
These guys are like Spinal Tap if they weren't funny.
Yeah,
you know, and they were
yeah.
just making serious
This is
music.
like the real
Well,
life.
it does
Spinal
sound
Tap.
like they probably came out of that late 70s where it really felt like there was nowhere else for
Yeah.
classic rock to go.
Yeah.
Like that Styx, like Kansas.
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah.
like we added piano and that's all we
And
could
that's-
think about doing.
Yeah, we can only afford one more member. Play the piano.
They do have like 5 million albums, and the funny thing is the latest 3 all have like, it looks like they could be the part of like the same mosaic of like maybe the serpent rings, the dance of the black tattoo.
Yeah,
the
they're
monster
telling the
roars.
story. They have
Yeah.
a novel in them, but they're
It's-
just
you know,
they're
like-
expressing it through records.
I think a lot of bands will do like a concept record. These guys are doing concept career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not over yet.
No.
So
Yeah.
keep going, Magnum.
We'll see if it works out.
yeah, yeah, they're still trying.
Yeah,
40
this
years
new
later.
hot new band, Magnum.
Magnum.
Yeah, I'm glad I dug it up for all you 80s rock nostalgists out there, or whatever.
And for what I've thought about the song, not that bad.
Not,
No, like legitimately, I was kind of like,
It's not
Yeah.
bad.
when the synth comes in, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Bang your head, do it.
yeah, exactly. That's After the Silence by
yeah,
Magnum.
Yeah.
dude, they call me Magnum PI, dude. Magnum is
We are Magnum PI right
Yeah,
now. We're,
dude.
the way we're private
'Cause
investigating
Yeah.
this
my
band.
personal interest is Magnum.
Is that what it is?
No, it's a private.
Is it
investigator.
private? I was like, shit, I have it wrong. That's After the Silence, Magnum. Let's move on.
This is my last pick. This is Faye Webster featuring Lil Yachty with the song Lego Ring. I would say Faye Webster is somebody that I respect more than I enjoy.
Okay.
I think like they're talented and they've carved out a vibe that I don't feel like anybody else really does, but I don't always like enjoy it.
I'm not familiar with Faye Webster. I might have got them mixed up with somebody else. I can't remember who. But.
She's had a couple really good albums. She's like she like self-released an album at 16.
Okay.
That's like unbelievably good for a 16-year-old, but it's a very kind of like pop folk.
Okay.
And then she started making more indie releases as she got older. The albums that I've listened to is Atlanta's Millionaires Club, which you've probably seen this album cover before because it was like a
Yeah,
big indie
I've seen
release.
that.
She's like jamming Nello wafers in her face. And then she had an album a couple years ago that got really good reviews called I Know I'm Funny, Haha.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I haven't
she's
heard
doing
it.
something a little different than a lot of like the female indie singer-songwriters. Like I like this song.
Yeah.
I like the fuzz tone of the bass.
Yeah.
I like her delivery. I would say that Lil Yachty doesn't make the song better.
No, I was just going to say, very interesting choice to include Lil Yachty.
Well,
Yeah.
they went to middle school together,
What?
That's wholesome.
which is kind of
Yeah,
cool.
That's kind of cool.
You know, like it's
Wow.
not just kind of like a random
Yeah.
mashup, which
They
is
know
what it
each
sounds
other.
like.
It sounds like a very random, like, what
that
the
makes
fuck is he doing?
way more sense.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, a little research does a long
It goes a
way.
long way, as we've been told
As
in
we've
the
been
comments
told, yeah.
research.
many times.
Yeah.
Gotta do the research.
Got to do the research.
But yeah, I thought it was kind of a cool song. I thought the collab aspect made it interesting. I think like Lil Yachty is used pretty well up until this point where he goes on like a verse with that like warbly kind of vocal thing.
Yeah, he's always. I mean, I've listened to a little bit of Lil Yachty before, and he, especially, yeah, like he's always sounding like this, and he's trying to move into like a rock direction.
Yeah, his
He
last
released-
album was like a psych rock.
It was like a psych rock album. I didn't think it was very good, but because of his I think his vocals are very like annoying.
Because I detest trap so much, I fully support any of these dudes foraying into anything
Moving in a
different.
different direction.
Yeah.
Anything.
And I think he's gone on record saying that like he thinks rap music is trash.
Yeah.
And like he's
Cool.
That's so funny.
He's like, I made millions of dollars
Yeah.
off of it, but it sucks.
Yeah.
he kind of feels like me when I was like 19, just finding indie rock for
Yeah.
the first time, being like, this is the only real music.
This
Yeah.
is what it's all about.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you suck.
Yeah, rap
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. He would love this podcast.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably
not.
will
Hey,
love it.
Mr.
dude.
Yachty, if you want to
Yeah.
come on, we have a seat for you.
Yeah, I didn't hate the song. I thought it was all right. It was just interesting.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I was just like, yeah, Lil Yachty kind of coming up out of nowhere in the rock world and the
Yeah.
indie world, and
He's going the Kid Cudi
for
route.
some reason he's on this song. That's
Yeah.
how I felt. For some reason he's here.
Yeah, and it's like you think of like the rap rock team ups in the past. Like
Yeah.
this sounds nothing like Anthrax
No.
and Public Enemy.
Yeah.
So different, so
Yeah.
much softer.
Yeah,
We've gotten soft.
we have.
Yeah,
Um,
what the fuck is
Let's move
happening
on.
to
That's
us?
a Lego Ring by
Last song.
Faye Webster and Lil Yachty.
Mhm.
Here, let's move on to the last song.
Mhm.
This is one of my picks. Been real pumped to talk about this one.
My
So,
boys.
this is Hoobastank with Do You Think I'm Sexy, a cover of Rod Stewart's Do You Think I'm Sexy. That is like a bonus track off of the 20th anniversary release of the Reason.
Yep.
It's just
It's so
like,
cool.
Yeah.
when did they do this? When did they do this specifically for this re-release? Because it is so ridiculous. It does not. I'll say this. I don't know what Hoobastank sounds like, but it
Sound
can't
like the
be
fucking
this.
Reason,
It
dude.
can't be like they can't sound like just some like cover band. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing special about this.
Are you kidding me? Hooba put their signature stank on this, and only the real heads can realize.
Hooba?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's just so I don't know. This is just so like embarrassing. I don't know when they did
Yeah,
this,
yeah. It could have been in the vault for 20 years.
Yeah.
That they were just like, well, just put it out.
or they're just having fun right now.
It seems
just
a
like
lot
we're not.
like. It seems a lot like. Fuck
We don't-
it.
we don't
Fuck
got
it.
anything loaded up. Let's just cover, Rod Stewart.
The fact that they're celebrating the 20th release of an album that is seemingly inconsequential besides one song.
Yeah,
They were like, yeah, we got to put a little extra
Let's
juice
put-
on this
yeah.
thing. Let's cover
Coming from the guy
let's
that
cover
put the
Rod.
fucking title track
Yeah.
on
I
the
love
podcast,
that- I
you're
love
like,
that song.
yeah, this fucking shit album, 20 years, and I've been listening basically every
yeah.
day.
JG just comes on the podcast. This is a song called "The Reason" by
Yeah.
Hoobastank. I
And
don't
now,
know if you know it.
and now here's your chance to champion the reason.
Yeah.
I champion the song, not the album.
Well, have you dug in? Have you gone through the tracks?
Of course I have.
have you gone through the? What was on "The Reason"? Because I knew a couple Hoobastank.
If it
songs.
has Crawling in the Dark, 100%.
Crawling in the Dark rocks. It's same with. Damn, maybe not. What's the other one? There's one other one. I think it's off the self-titled "Running Away."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you running away?
I was
That
going to
song
say
rocks.
polyamorous, but that's
Out of
Breaking
Control. Do you know
Benjamin.
that song?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I was rocking out to this shit when I was a kid.
Dude, hell yeah.
So sick. I saw Hoobastank open for Velvet Revolver
Oh,
when I was in
sick.
4th grade.
What a 1-2 gig.
So awesome.
Where you're just like, yeah, the bands that I get to watch are just as good as the ones that my dad did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
My dad's gonna love Hoobastank.
Nothing not cool about this.
Yeah, I listened to, like, the only time I think I've ever heard Rod Stewart's Do You Think I'm Sexy is, like, in the context of my aunt losing her shit at a wedding. today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's a
Hoobastank-
banger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
love
is.
the
It
I
is.
love the Hoobastank song. I mean the Rod Stewart song. Sorry. I
I
love the Rod
love-
Stewart song.
I love
but
what Hoobastank did with this.
I love the direction they took it, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hoobastank made me realize that this song might be kind of lame. And it just makes
It
you.
wasn't Rod Stewart that made you think it
No,
might
the
be
Rod
like-
Stewart version rocks, dude.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love the Rod Stewart.
And it
version.
takes a certain type of person. Like, can you imagine in your band coming, like, you're tasked with writing lyrics, and you're like, I think I got some, and you have the lyrics.
Yeah.
I know you think I'm sexy. And all
Yeah.
that. Can you imagine how humiliating of
It would just be
yeah.
to
You would have
record
to be
these in a
a
vocal
Rod
booth.
Stewart level dude to be
Yeah.
able to
Yeah.
do that.
I mean, he was a pretty big ladies man, right? I mean, he was able to do it.
Yeah.
He was a
minus that
sex symbol.
schoolyard rumor about him.
Yeah, him like what was it?
I think he had to get his stomach pumped from the amount of semen in
that
it.
he ate
That
on
he
a
drank.
cruise ship
Or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, you never heard that?
No.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was like something I heard in like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Which
Rod Stewart had to get his stomach pumped
Yeah.
from too much semen.
yes.
Yep.
And
That's 100%.
because in
That happened.
in the 70s, a guy that could just get mad that his girlfriend likes Rod Stewart more than him
Yeah,
could
could
just
just-
make up a lie.
You could just send a letter into Rolling Stone. Check out what I heard.
So that didn't actually happen.
No,
there's
of
no
course
way.
not.
That's
it's
insane.
Just, it's insane. It's just a guy who hated Rod Stewart a lot that made it up.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
It
funny
was
is-
kind of like the original Hardy Quit napkin bit. You know,
Bring it full
it's
circle,
the same
baby.
kind of Joker.
Yeah.
I
Except
know that
jizz.
how much semen you swallowed this weekend.
He's like, what?
Rod Stewart's like, how did he find out? Fuck. How the hell did he find
He
out?
brought me into the light.
But yeah, hoobastank, dude.
Damn.
How ride or die Hoobastank do you have to be to prefer this than the original?
Oh my god.
Pretty ride or die.
I would say that's like 3 people on Earth.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And they're in the
In,
fan
in their
club.
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they've known about this recording for 20 years or waiting for it to
Yeah.
come
We
out.
need
This
the
is
Rod
like a
Stewart
my
cover.
dad sort of thing, where it's
Yeah.
like he comes to the show so he can hear Rebel yell at the end. He doesn't come for, to hear the original songs.
No.
Yeah.
He's screaming Rebel yell. He wants you to do something you don't want to do. Hoobastank, probably in the same position.
Yeah.
Probably played it once. His
Yeah.
dad went nuts.
Yeah.
Dude,
You got to put that on the re-release.
Yeah.
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 it's
20th
better than
It's,
the original.
it's way better.
It's 20th anniversary now.
better than any of your songs.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Better than that reason bullshit.
And to think that Hoobastank is the same types of
the
fathers.
same dad.
They're just like, what the hell was that
What the
crawling
hell?
in the dark? Nobody wants that. They want to
gonna-
feel
it
sexy.
makes me depressed.
Yeah.
People don't want to feel depressed.
No, they want to feel sexy.
They want to feel sexy. They want to get their stomach pumped from how much semen they drank on a cruise ship.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I don't remember the cruise ship aspect.
I remember.
I think that you're just confusing semen with semen.
Oh, see, man.
I remember. I thought it was like it happened on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I saw it. I heard about it from VH1.
Some crazy.
Of course.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, of
did
course.
you?
It was
They
on.
threw
It
it
was
out
on
there?
some VH1 show or VH1 Classic. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. It was like D. Snyder, just like
Yeah.
in his vest. And then I heard that Ron. Could you believe that?
Yeah. Rod Stewart, millionaire that owns a helicopter, was on a Carnival cruise ship.
Performing on a Carnival cruise.
He drank a harmful
Yeah.
amount of fluid.
Of semen. Yeah.
It's over for him.
Let's just get off.
Yeah,
the
we
top.
gotta
Let's
stop.
end,
We gotta
end the
stop.
episode.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching. This is I Quit My Band. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Like, comment.
Spotify.
Go listen to us on Spotify. We're on Spotify now. Patreon. Follow us on Patreon. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram. Clips. We got clips. We're about to reach 100,000 views in one of our clips.
What?
How sick is that?
That's
dude?
awesome. Thanks,
Yeah,
Sleep
so
Token.
go follow us. We're blowing up right now. You're really not going to want to miss how this trajectory. You're going to want to invest now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to get it on the ground floor because
Yeah.
we're going to the moon.
Yeah. Manscaped, we're coming for you.
We're coming
baby.
for you.
Yeah.
Any of those. I won't say
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
but-
we're not saying it.
I
We're not
won't
giving out
say it,
any
but
more.
this tasty drink that I have
From day
I
one.
love it. Since
Yeah.
day one. Thanks everyone for watching the show. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.